Madam Buki. I want to welcome each and every one of us to this expanded National Executive Council of 1996-2002 set of NACOS. First and foremost, I want to really appreciate each and every one of us. Despite the short notice, we still make it possible here this evening. Pray that God Almighty will bless each and every one of us, really in the mighty name of Jesus. Also, I want to thank you for your quick response when we lost one of our friends and our classmates in person of later Femi Oshodi. For your response, I want to say thank you very much, despite the fact that the notice got to us very shortly. We were able to meet up with the condolence visit. I want to say thank you very much for that, your time, for your money, and for everything, for your show of love. And I pray that God will replenish your pocket in the mighty name of Jesus. And
Amen.
God will continue to keep us. We will not
Amen.
see such a thing among us again in the mighty name of Jesus. So thank you.
Amen.
And we all know the reason why we call for this meeting, because I've already placed the notice for like 1 week now. And actually, we have some things we want to consider. Our time of reference is to review the operation, our operation in the past years. I think this group come on board in 2019 or 2020 during COVID, around August 2020, and since then we have done a lot of things, but it got a time in between. The old thing just died and the Z died down and nothing is happening again. So the ESCO didn't feel that there's a need for us to call an extended expanded neck to look into things and see how we can really come on board back again. And so we didn't feel that we should call some all the financial member, because they are more or less like stakeholders in this forum, so that we can put that together and see how we can really manage the whole things. Also, to determine how to manage our accumulated fund and put the fund to use. There's some money that have been accumulated since we started, and it's not really good for us to keep the money in the bank. There's a need for us to make use of the money and things like that. So we want to look at it also. Also to discuss the electioneering process of our great alma mater. Before the OZ died down, we have been talking about elections, and during that time we come up with electoral committee, and electoral committee did their work, and they started the sales of form and things like that. We discovered that nobody pick up the form, and we don't really know what really happened. And so we just felt that this committee should try to come up with a better way of handling it, and then we report back to the general house. So this is the agenda for this committee. We just look at it, then we come up with a report, and then at the end of the day, we get back to the general house. The secretary of the NEC is not on ground now, so I want a volunteer that can help us to put the minute together. Any volunteer in the house that can help us to put the minute together, so that after today's meeting, we can roll out the minutes, so we'll make some correction before we get back to the general house. Any volunteer that will help us with the minutes? Hello? Any volunteer in the house? Dr. Mayawa, can you help us? Hello? Hello? Dr. Mayawa, are you there? Buki, can you help us with the minutes? Hello? Hello? Buki?
I'm sorry, sir. Are you recording this?
Yes, I'm recording it. Yeah, I'm recording it.
Okay, I'll do it then.
Okay, thank you very much, man. God bless you. So,
Thank you, sir.
these are the things we need to look into. These are the things we need to look into. We can see it in our terms of reference. So, we'll begin to pick it one after the other. And then we come up with one or two things. And I don't want us to waste most of our time. We just do it sharp, 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 sharp then so that we can end this meeting. So, the first one is to review our operation in the past years. We have been in a system for the past almost 2 years now, from 2020 August. By this August, okay, we're in August already. We are 2 years already. So I want us to review the operations and see whether we are really doing fine or we are not there yet. That's the first thing I want us to look at. Just look at the general outing we have had since the past year. So the floor is open for any contribution, please. We have started very well. At the beginning, we come up with a lot of committee and things started flowing well. But along the line, there was a drop and things like that. So I want us to look at it. What do we really think that caused it, and how do we move on from where we are now? The floor is open for contribution, please. Hello, are we saying we don't see anything wrong with the with our operations in the past?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear
Can
me?
you increase your volume, Mr. Isaiah, please?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, we are hearing you
Can you hear me?
faintly, but you can just continue.
Okay. Well, I will have said that we have not done well. But the recent events, I will only advise that the executive should do more. Where we actually got it wrong in a way is that after the setting up of electoral committee, so to say, and nobody picked up the form, the executive relaxed, and as a result of that, we were unable to meet for some time. So I will only advise that one, if we will resuscitate the committee, the electoral committee, and that I don't know, it's just an assumption and a suggestion, and that one, the the form should be made free to whomsoever that is interested, and that during this uh, period, the executive should call for a meeting whereby I know everybody cannot attend the meeting, definitely where some majority will attend the meeting, and we chart a way forward. So I mean the gap that I see is that the inability of the executive to call a meeting after setting up the electoral committee, since nobody is forthcoming well, nobody actually picked up the form, and that the executive also relaxed. So if the executive is also the committee and at the same time call for a meeting, if making the form free will allow members to obtain it, all well and good. All all I'm saying in summary, all I'm saying is this: you could see for some times now I've not been, commenting on the platform. Why? Because I know we have the reasons why we formed the group, and since the reason has not been well managed, so I decided to be quiet. So I advise that one, the executive also is to call a meeting whereby others will maybe making the form free also, encourage some to pick up the form. Thank you, sir. Hello?
Hello, and we are with you. Okay,
Yes,
thank you very much, Mr. Isaiah.
I've made my
Okay,
position.
thank you very much, Mr. Isaiah. So, any other suggestion from the floor, please? The floor is still open.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir, Mr. Razak.
I think Mr. Isaiah has spoken well. If you were to notice, we will see that there is a stop or disparity in the meetings since there is announcement of sales of form. And I think majority who may even interested in the posts or positions of executive might find very difficult to invest in such because it's a non-profitable organization. Nobody is profiting anything. They want to put in their effort to serve the alma mater. So for this reason, as Mr. Isaiah has earlier advised, my own opinion, I will say is we should make the form to be free at initial. For now, let it be free for we, so that whoever that is interested in any positions should showcase. And additional one, if there is none, the executives who have been paddling the boat of this platform should continue in doing so until we have a stable platform or stable running of this platform or group. In that case, you find out that people will put in efforts as they have been doing before, and things will run well. So for now, the candid advice is we should make it free for the form. Whoever, and throw it to the floor. Whoever that is interested should. And also, maybe people are even considering the tedious. I don't see it is by His grace that someone can handle it the way you are running this organization or this platform like this, because it is not everybody that have the time to really, or the mind to run it this way. You have been doing so well in handling this matter, and me personally, I don't mind if you can continue to do it. I've seen some organization where they have a life. There's nothing wrong in that. If there's nobody that is coming up to show interest, but where there is anybody that have it, let them come up and do that. Even at when we are trying to make it free. That's my little suggestion at this point.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Razak Ogumefun. I don't know if anybody has anything to say again before we move to the next terms of reference. Hello? Hello? Okay, Dr. Maiwa. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, my network was a bit crappy. That's why. The suggestion of the first speaker, I barely hear what he suggested. I think probably network from my side anyway. Can you hear me
Yes,
clearly?
we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So I think if we are to let's look back a bit to when we started. The situations at the time when we started, I think also contributed to the transition. We started during COVID, that's lockdown, and almost everybody were all operating online, and we feel at that time people were not moving around, so you have all the time to yourself within your small confines. So we all have the time to do what we want to do, and immediately the lockdown was over. I think the reality dawned on us. We were back into our regular or the normal schedules. Go out, come in, travel, do all those stuff. So which prevented a majority of us from having the actual time to to contribute. Nevertheless, I think at this point going forward we should be able to switch. Yes, we are operating online where it is necessary. I think we also need to create a bonding. And our how do I put it? We are close to almost 25 years of seeing each other like physically the way we used to do while we were still in school. So I want to suggest that we should create an avenue for us to actually bond. When we bond, we can now go ahead and and create a proper structure. It takes addressing the mind of the people uh, to be able to, because the truth is that the bookie I knew then will never be this same bookie again, because the bookie I knew then was a single. She was how do I put it, she doesn't have the heavy responsibility she's holding now. She's a mama now, probably gravitating towards grandma. Majority of us are in that gap. So what I'm saying in essence is that there is need for us to reconnect. That's the first thing. Secondly, if I'm going to invest my time and money into a group, just like what the last contributor said, there is need for us. Okay, everybody wants a sense of belonging. So probably we like we said at the other side, we said that there is need for us to bond. Let us get involved, socially. Then we take it from that point. I want to believe that there is need for us to build that, well, I've said the sense of belonging anyway, which can come from different aspects, but at least starting from bonding. I'm not talking of doing meetings online, creating an avenue for as many let me use an example of my secondary school alumni, which I'm also part of. What we usually do at our level, wherever you are, if we can locate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our members, we come together. We just sit down, discuss, take account of what life is now. We talk about issues, how we can help each other. You understand? And we do like a mini report back. It's not a report. We have a social platform, and we have a platform where we discuss strictly things that has to do with the group. So on our social platform, we post our hangouts. People are in America, they do same. People across the world, they do same. And when we are coming to the serious structure, it become really, really structured. And when you get to our social platform too, we also interact in terms of talking about families, talking about politics. We are bonding. Despite the fact that we are all online, we are bonding. So it helps the progress of the organ. There are a lot of things we are doing for the school. We'll be doing 30th mega 30th get together, the 30th anniversary of our graduation from the school. We'll be doing it next year, and we are planning it very big. Now, the point I'm making is it was made possible because we are bonding. Whenever any one of us is doing anything, we show up. We send representative, regardless of where you be. As long as we have 2 or 3 people that are close to where that event is happening. Some of us even take time to travel. And if we are traveling, because we know that one day, maybe I'm going to, some of us that still have parents, old people, I will send them forth one day. Maybe I will have to, give out my children for all those things. Let's start from within. Then when we are able to bond within, then that one will translate to the school itself that we are talking about. And that's my suggestion. I drop the mic at this point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mayowa. At this point, I think we should leave the first terms of reference, because the 3 speakers have really spoken well. And one of the problem is bonding, just like the last speaker said. It has been long we saw last, and just about, I think it's about 20 years ago that we saw last. So we need to really know ourselves once more. So I think bonding is one of the main issues we really have. So I think we should be working towards a physical meetings. I believe that will really help us. So I will look at it and see how we can really actualize that. Just like, even if it is just some of us, some of our friends, they met in London sometimes ago. They took a pictures. They hang out there, they took a picture, and then they post it on the platform. So by doing so, the bonding will continue, and then we have a better way of handling the school issues and things like that. I think we should just stop there for now. Then let's look at the second item. I know the second item is also linked to the first item. We have some funds at hand to the tune of 300 plus. We have kept it there since that 2020. We have not spent anything there. So I think we need also to discuss that, because of recent the CBN brought out a rules regarding the opening of an account for association and things like that. So they are saying that they are going to move the money to central bank and things like that, except you get a certificate from corporate affairs commissions and things like that. So when we heard that, the ESCOs met and we started doing something about that. And the registration is going to cost us about 23,000. So we've already give go ahead for our account officer, which happened to be the secretary of this noble association. We give him go ahead to see that we're able to secure the certificate, and then let us to process the money, and then let us have a get our account registered fully with our certificate. It's a pity he's not here this evening, but I know he's making progress about that. So this money is still there, and we are going to get the certificate and then reopening the account. They have the way of doing it in their banks, because we have an account with Access Bank. So he told us that they have the way of doing it. Ours is just to make sure that all the necessary documents are ready, and then he will help us to process it and then get our account back to normal. So I just felt that we need to also discuss it, because this money was put there by each and every one of us. So how do we manage it, and how do we put it to use? So the floor is also still open for any contribution, please. Thank you very much. Hello, are we there? Hello, are we there?
We are with you.
Okay, the floor is open to discuss about the fund. That's what we have done about the information we got from the CBN. We are working towards getting the certificate. So
You have taken a good step in obtaining the certificate. But then I think, of course, if there's need for us to spend the money, I think there's a particular way or need within the association. If there's need, then we go ahead and spend money. If there's no need, it does not. Do we go and take money when we don't need money? You know, we take money out of the association purse when the need arise. But if it is for the registrations of getting certificate, yes, the expenses is still coming from the association purse. Let us go ahead and do that. But where there's need for us to spend money, of course, we have to take money from the association. But if there's no need, we cannot just go and take the money and spend money when there's no cost to spend money. That's my position. But
okay,
where there's need, we can do that.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Any other contribution? Again?
Good evening, House. Sorry, I'm a bit late to join you guys.
Mr. Tunde, you're welcome, sir.
I'd like to roll up my suggestion. Sorry, my babies are making noise. That's not funny about that. And my suggestion is this. Firstly, we talk about bonding. I'll bring it back to this we're talking about as well. We talk about bonding. And now we have token of 300. Let's say token of 300. For us to utilize this properly, because we shouldn't be using it for necessary things, which we've got no plan for at the moment now. For me, I would suggest that if we have anything we can invest in, we invest such money into it. Or if we have any of our net that we can probably invest it into and be getting something from, we could do that. Because for now, I think we shouldn't have any plan of using the money for anything. Bonding is one of the most important things, and this needs to start from home. We are the little ones doing this now. Let's see how we can just be industrious on this little money, contribute more to it, and invest it. It could be any of our guys that have something we can invest on. Let's invest it on it, because, for instance, it's been kept for 2 years. For 2 years, it's been kept for it. So what's the point of keeping money? And what's the point of we all coming together? We coming together as a friends and family. And we did say about bonding. Bonding could start from here. So that's just my suggestion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Tunde. God bless you. Okay, so number one, we said that we should go ahead with our decision regarding the registration. So I know if the Mr. Awololuwa is here, he will have briefed us the position of the registration. But nevertheless, I know it's working because last week we still made some move. He requested for some information and some documents which we were able to give to him. So I think before next week, it should be done with the certificate, because he says it's only going to take about 21 days or something of that nature. So we hope that very soon we'll get the certificate, then it will put the account straight again. So for now, let us still keep the money, because actually we don't really have anything to use the money for now. And then number two, the most important thing I told us before I moved to this point, that this second point is still linked up to the first point, which is bonding. So we still see how we can really bond ourselves together, how we can really familiarize ourselves together. Then from there, we can do a meaningful things So I believe when we get to know ourselves properly, and then things will really move well in this group. So thank you very much for all your contribution. And that will now lead me to the third.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello,
Before
sir.
going on
Mr.
to the next one, sorry, I just have something to drop concerning
Okay,
the
sir. Okay.
utilization of the fund. I
Okay.
think if the executive committee comes into place proper, they should have subcommittees. So one of such subcommittees should be like project committee. So we should look at, we know we can't actually have a project for the entire school, most likely not. But for the department where we all met and, studied way back then, we can look for something that is in their need. As an alumni of that institution, of that department, no matter how small, even if it's just a notice board in our name, or I don't know, this will require some people visiting the department to know, to have their needs assessments, and bringing out those needs assessments, maybe 2, 3 to the floor. Then we can deliberate and utilize the fund. To me, it doesn't really make sense keeping money. There is a lot of things money can do for that department. So if we still keep on keeping this money, I think we are not adding any value to the money. Rather, the value of the money is depreciating. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adebola Onitiri. And actually, if you have been following us all from this since the inception of this group, you discover that what you just said, that's our plan. We have a lot of committee put in place, especially the project committee. We've done a lot of meeting with them at the department, with the head of department, and with Mr. Dr. Asakpa also. We've done a lot of meeting with them. Then we have a project that we want to do at that point in time. Now, what kept all these things on hold is the election process. That's what really happened. The election process had all of us into this, so we couldn't do anything. We couldn't even meet again, because even at the school there, the HOD and other staff of the department that we've met, they keep asking, when are we coming, any show and things like that. I just told them that they should give us some time, that we are working out some things. So what really caused all this slowing of a thing is that we want to see how we can translate into a normal national executive council, because what we have before is an interim, and then the interim have a period of time that we can operate, and that's the reason why we say we should do election and things like that. And that's what really kept us. If not, all the committees are in place, and the project also are in place, and we've already fashioned out all those things. It's just because of the election that we could not do anything. But nevertheless, we are going to the third point. Maybe when we talk about the third point, we have started discussing about the first speaker, and the second speaker said something about that before. I think when we get to the third point, when we really come up with strategies to use, I think when we fashion out the National Executive Council, then we can resume the activities again. But for the plan, we have the plan on the table already. A lot of people have met, the committee have met. Some of them have even done costing and things to do. But because we don't really have a structure to accommodate it, that's the reason why we keep it in view. So that's what happened, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So I think we just discussed the third points, and then we look at how we can do it. That is to discuss the electioneering process of our great alma mater. The first speaker says something that we should throw the form open and let anybody that want to occupy any position should pick the form, and then they do election, and then we now have a proper structure. The second speaker also said that. The third speaker also said that. So I don't know what do we do? How do we go about it? The floor is still open also for us to discuss it. So that because I think this is one of the things that is really holding us back. If we can get it through, get it right from this process, this electoral process, I think we'll get everything right once more. So the floor is open. Let's discuss this. Thank you very much. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Amma.
Hello. We are here.
So I'm just saying that can we discuss it? Two speakers have said that we should make the form free for everybody anybody that is interested should pick up the form and things like that.
To my own opinion, I would suggest those suggestions they've raised. Let's make it free. Let's put it open and let people put in whatever they want to contest for. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any other?
Let's make it free.
Okay, we should make it free. Good.
Let's make it free.
Okay,
Let's make
okay.
it free. Let's make it free.
Okay,
This
okay,
time around,
okay,
so that people can be interested.
okay. Mrs. Agbe, you are welcome, ma.
Thanks.
Well done,
My
ma.
phone has issues, Jerry.
Okay, I tried to call you. I tried to call you. I thought maybe you are not around. Okay, okay. Thank you. You're welcome. So, people say we should make the form free for anybody that want to contest. Then I also have an opinion. I don't know. It's just a suggestion. Maybe we should allow people to nominate people. I don't know. How do you see that one?
Hello. It is good
Hello,
to
sir.
nominate. If I'm to nominate, I'm going to nominate you, and everybody too is going to nominate you because you handle this thing very well, you know. So we don't have any cause to even nominate anybody as at now. Do you get? So let people that wanted to do that come forward to show interest in the position area they wanted to put in, and we put it in vote. 3 people are vying for position of president, and if you want to vote for so person, send the name. You know the number of the people that sent a particular names count. Do you get? So by then, yes, by then you can be able to isolate who or count who have the highest vote and declare the person winner. But if you say you want to nominate, nomination might not work. You know, and in that case, if you want to nominate somebody like me, I'm going to nominate you. Because most of the job, I cannot do it. But if I see someone who can handle it better, I will go for that person. I know people that can do it. You know, so let everyone show interest. I be what are they expression of interest? Let them show interest. I want to vote for so position. I want to vote for position. You know, so let it be that way, please.
Okay.
I know that people can put in their opinion too. That's my personal opinion.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Razak Ogunwefo.
Yeah.
So we are still talking about the electioneering process.
Can I
Good
add to
evening,
it?
House.
Good
Okay.
evening, ma.
Good evening, House.
Good evening,
Yeah,
Madam
according
Buki.
to what Mr. Razak just said now, in case they did not show interest, people are not showing interest, I think nomination will be better then.
Of
So
course.
let us just give room for them. If okay, when we open it is free, let's see the reaction. In case if there is no response from the house, please, I think nomination will be better for this
Yes.
group to move on.
I agree with
Thank
you.
you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, Madam Buki. Dr. Mayawa.
Hello,
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Okay. So
Dr.
my name is
Mayawa, you
Adebola
have the floor.
Onitiri.
Mr. Onitiri, please, Dr. Ogundele has the floor first. I will call you after,
Okay.
please.
I think I
Thank
have
you,
the
sir.
floor.
okay. So thank you, sir. Okay. So I think the issue of fund
Okay.
is not to me. I don't even want to believe is the problem. The highest cost on that form should be around 1,500 thereabout, and you know, for our colleagues, we just called for fundraising and we're able to raise something substantial. So as far as I'm concerned, it is not the money; it is the heart to serve. That is what I want to believe we need to address. But nevertheless, making it free is good. But beyond just making it free, you have already suggested that we should nominate. And the reason why nomination will work is this: even in other climes, other group, when you roll out the process of electioneering, you don't see people turn up regardless of their passion for the group or whatever. You don't see people turn up until people are nominated. So we can go through the process of that nomination, but we still have our electioneering team in place that will take us through that process. So this is my own suggestion. Number one, we nominate. We list out the list. We list out the position, and we allow the people from the general house to nominate people they feel they want to occupy those positions. That's the first stage. After the nomination, we can now open door for people that have been nominated to accept, because it's key. It doesn't matter. Everybody can nominate you. If you don't have the mind to serve, I tell you, it doesn't amount to anything. We're still going to find ourselves here. So the first stage, nomination. The second stage, acceptance of those nominations. Then we can now go to poll. So let us now go ahead and all the house will now go ahead and now vote in situations where we have more than one or two people that are nominated and accepted to serve in that capacity. And all of these things I'm talking about can be automated. You have Google form. You just set up a Google form on polls, and that will be done on Google. In no time we have the results and we put it out and we announce the winner. So nomination can really work if we go through the process. First, nominate. Second, acceptance. Then third, we go to the poll itself, and then we just scrap the issue of money completely, at least for now. Makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Adebola Onitiri, the floor is open for you. Hello, Mr. Adebola.
Hello. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear
Hello.
you. Yeah. Hello, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes. Yes. I was just about mentioning about the issue of nomination, that as much as we believe, and I also believe that it will work, we should try as much as possible to get the consent of the nominee, because it's one thing for you to be nominated, it's another thing for you to accept it wholeheartedly to serve. So I would rather suggest, just my personal opinion, that let us have more of this kind of meeting, an avenue to discuss, you call it extended or expanded stuff. So if we have it maybe once in a month thereabout, or every other month, having such meeting would go a long way in, letting us feel the pulse of those who may be, capable of handling some areas or some positions before we eventually go into the nomination or the electioneering process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adebola Onitiri. I don't know if anybody have any other thing to say about the electioneering process. Hello? Are we together?
Yeah, we are with you.
Any other person that want to say something about that? Hello? Anybody that want to say something about that?
We are with you.
Okay.
Every solution is good by me.
So,
hello, I still maintain, because one thing is for you to nominate, another thing is for that person to accept, as someone has earlier said. But I can put it to you that the best is to allow the electioneering first. Since it's let the field be free.
Okay, sir. We are going to make the form free. No string attached now this time around. No money is attached to it this time around. And then, based on what people said, that we should come up with a nomination form, let people nominate people they think they can do it, and then after that, we get the consent of the nominees. We get the consent of the nominees to really see whether they want to do it or not. Then the first stage is to now go to pool. If there is a tally and things like that, then we go to pool, do election, and then the executive can come into place. So I think that's okay. We have electoral committee on ground. Maybe what we'll do is to how should I put it now, so that they can go back to work again. They roll out a kind of a nomination forms and things like that, and then they come to the stage again and discuss. So maybe when they are coming that time, we'll now call a general meeting, brief the house about what to be done and things like that. So if it is accepted by every one of us here, I will go ahead and discuss with the electoral committee.
Hello, Ebenezer. Can
Thank
I
you,
just
sir.
chip in something?
Okay, sir.
All the speakers have spoken well. That's in a civilized society. They've spoken well. But let's follow it in the normal process. Like the last speaker said, let's try it. Everybody to come up and put their name forward on their own. If that doesn't work, let's go into a backup plan of nomination, and with the concept, with the baseline of people accepting that responsibility, that concept. Because if we jump down, I know that we are all mature, and I know that we all know what we're doing. I've seen few people responding now, and I know that most of them are brilliant. They are very, very brave enough to come out on their own. Like the life of Bayowa, Onitiri, I've seen people speak. They spoke well, you know what I mean? For me, I would suggest I would take that as the first step. Individuals to come out, put their name forward, we'll give them the backup. Exactly. Then if that doesn't work, then we go on the backup. Let's be normal, mature. Let's do it. Come for what you want, and we'll give you the backup. And if that doesn't work, we go into the backup plan of nominations. I think we are more mature than to be hiding behind. Let's do what we want to do. People to come out, people to give the backup. Then if that doesn't work, we nominate. Or for the post that is vacant, we can nominate for that. That would be a second backup plan.
Okay.
But in both ways, I'm happy with both ways as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Tunde. So, in the opinion of the two people, they said that we should just take it open, allow people to contest, and if it didn't work, we should go into nomination, no problem. So what I would do is to consult the electoral committee to come up with their to continue with what where they stop, and then ask people to come and pick the form free of charge, and then give them time, and then let's see the outcome. I think let's start from that end. Then if that one didn't work, then we'll go to the second option of nomination. I think it's been agreed by everybody. Hello, are we okay with that?
We have a hand raised. We have. Yeah.
I think that one is better.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So I will I think their secretary is Mr. Shegun Ayeshe. Mr. Shegun.
Hello, sorry, Ebenezer, I can't find a way to raise my hand here. Can I speak, please?
Yeah.
My other opinion is that if that is agreed, why we don't set the plan now? Okay, we're giving people for probably in 2 weeks' time, they need to send in their name just to a particular person. Maybe we choose somebody to send the name, maybe to you or to someone else. They choose, or they send it to the group, just put in their name for within 2 weeks. And after that, we can put the plan ahead now. Within 2 weeks,
And that's what
by
I'm saying.
date, we want something to do, and by so time we want this, and so time will be the backup. We can set up the plan now. And
that's what I'm saying. The secretary of that committee is here. That's the reason I'm calling you, so that we can ask them to start their work now. That the form is free, so people can come and pick the form. But it's like he's not responding. Mr. Shegun, he's not really responding. I will get across to the chairman, so we give them 2 weeks to carry on with the exercise, and then they will report back to us here. I think it's okay. Hello.
Even the individuals can just put their name forward. It's more or less like nomination. The individuals should put their name forward and said, I would like to go for this post. I would like to go for this post. Put your name forward. Then if we have 2 or 3 people together, then we make a vote on that. And if it doesn't work, we go into the backup plan. Don't forget that we've crossed this stage in the past where people have been nominated and they are not even present in the meeting.
Oh, okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Mr. Yusuf Olumide, sorry, I didn't see your hand raised. Sorry, you have the floor. Mr. Yusuf Olumide. Hello, Mr. Yusuf. Mr. Yusuf, you have the floor, please. You can just unmute yourself and talk. Hello, Mr. Olumide. You can talk. You unmute yourself and talk, please.
Maybe he touches it by mistake. So let's continue.
Yes. Okay. So just like what Mr. Tunde said, that anybody here that is interested can make his intention known. So please, and then Mr. Shegun, are you there? Can you talk now? Hello, Mr. Shegun. Okay. Nevertheless, Anybody that have intention of
Hello?
hello, Mr. Olumide.
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, I've been finding it very challenging to connect things. This I'm very sorry to join late. And I've been listening to the conversation. It's just my voice, at this end that has been having a challenging. I've listened to what Mr. Tunde Jimon said and Mr. Banire. And based on what they've said, at least I've deducted some things that we should still sustain this extended meeting for a while before we jump into this election process. Because we've tried it in the past and we saw what, came at the end of it. Let's still maintain these extended meetings and let's see the turn up of people, and the participations. And from there, interest will grown up and people, willingly will be ready to participate rather than nominating people or telling, forcing them to come and do what they are not really intend to do. Let's, let the participation continues and from there, people will develop an interest. That is just my suggestion. At least let's just still sustain this extended meeting for a while before we say we go into election process. That is my suggestions for now.
And thank you very much, Mr. Olumide. The expanded NEC is just an avenue to see how we can really come together before we go to the main group. Remember, we still have a pool of people at the main group. This extended committee is just a kind of a powerhouse, an engine room that will prepare the general house. Yeah. So there's nothing we will do here that will not translate to the general house. And that's the reason why we say that if you are following up from the beginning, you discover that people said that we should call a general meeting and then let them know the situation of things. Now we'll be able to gather a lot of things here. And we say that the form now should be free. And then we should just announce to people that these positions are available. If you are interested, put in your names and things like that. So that we can really move forward. Because you will discover that at the point of election, the whole thing stands still. So my brother, that it may be because of money. That's the reason why they don't want to do. So now we've already told the
Hello, my brother.
Pardon, sir.
Yeah, I don't think that is the issue of money that did not allow people, that did not make them to, show interest. It's not the issue of money. It's the willingness or the reluctance. People are not seeing this association the way others sees it. The way you and I view it, other people are not seeing reasons, because if it is what, everybody's, embrace the way other people think of it, what is there to serve in an association which, is of a benefit to everybody? I don't think that the issue of money, it's just for us to be able to make sure again how we propagate these things among ourselves. Let us also see reasons why this association need to be sustained, so that, it's for the betterment of everybody, so that we can come together as a bodies and, achieve our aim. People, even though if they even said 0 naira now, people will still be thinking, let's still hammering it and let's, sensitize people on the importance of this association. And from there, a lot of people can be seeing things the way, we are seeing it. That was just my own thinking now for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Olumide. What you just simply said that we should carry out a kind of a sensitization process for people to see the reason why they should be they should belong to this association and things like that.
Exactly.
Okay, no problem. We'll continue with the awareness and then let people see the need to be part of it. No problem. I think we should continue. We will continue doing that. Anybody here can just post on the general platform to let them know reason why we should come together and things like that. Maybe when we begin to sensitize them, they will have reason to be part of it. And but at the same time, also, we should still go ahead and tell anybody on the general platform, if you are interested in any position, you should just put in your name, so that let's gather that one also and see how it go, how it will really help us to achieve our aim also. While we are sensitizing them, we also still announce to them that you can pick the form, you can contest for any position. Within 2 weeks, anybody that want to do anything within 2 weeks, I think he or she should be able to come up with an idea.
Another thing I like to suggest, sorry, I just chip in as well. Another thing I like to suggest is that there's always an adage which says, where there's no law, there's no crime.
Yeah.
In the absence of no leadership, there will be no existence of an organization. So for now, I will assume we don't have any formal leadership presently, because I will be thinking it's been dissolved. But I will be hoping that it's in the hands of the INEC, I mean, as in the electoral committee.
Yeah.
If we have the electoral committee, are they active? That's my first question. Because I don't see anybody active, I'm sorry to say. I could still see that you are still the one proclaiming the association in a very good way, which is very, very positive. To conclude that, I would just suggest that why right now we don't make it informal, in the sense that we ask anybody that likes to contest for the post of presidency, secretary, PRO. These are 3 vital posts in any association. Let's see people that want to say it, and let that be the 3 pillars of that association right now, right from this moment, and they carry it on. And the other ones continue after that. We cannot live without the leadership. I know we are all adults. I'm not going to have time to send any message. You're not going to have time to send any message. There will be nobody dedicated to this. Because I could see you are carrying the cross. Few of you guys, to be honest. Why we don't do that right now? I would just make it informal for the first time. Call people out. Anybody right now that likes to go for presidency, secretary, or PRO, if 3 people can say that now, those 3 people should work together with other people, with all of us, to support them up and keep carrying everything on. Or we have probably interim, a team that's going to pick up the pieces right now to when everything will be sorted. That's my suggestion. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tunde. That's another opinion from Mr. Tunde. I don't know if there's anybody have anything to say about that. Hello, Mr. Olumide.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, that is a good opinion. Yeah, to tell people that whoever that is willing to serve, in those 3 capacity they mentioned, that they should show up. It's a good thing, so that we can be having a formidable leader who can be carrying us, along. Because if not because of you, I don't think that these associations will still be where we are, because a lot of us, we are just, floating. We need more, serious, minded people, to carry us along, because in every association, leaders, matters a lot, because he's the driver, and he has to drive us, to a safety land, to pilot us, to make sure that everybody's they belong. We need that kind of leaders in these associations. And my prayers day in day out is just for these associations, to see, the limelight, so that we can achieve our aims, so that it's going to be the pride of every one of us. I believe that let's push it to the general house, that whoever is interested in running for, a particular post should show up, and let's encourage other members to always, participate in all our activities, so that from there, initially when we set up this association, it was just like a one family. Things are roaming, everybody's were, coming up with different ideas and different things, suddenly the thing just went down. So I believe that we should come up again, and so that it's my prayer that this association continues, and everything that it takes, let's contribute it, both our energy, resources, and time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olumide.
Another thing I like to say, lesson learned. Let's go back to lesson learned from what Olumide just said. The association was going very well at first, and at the time it went dead. Not really dead, but probably because of COVID or some other reasons. But with the fact that right now we want it to stand again, we have to start from the lesson learned. What are the lessons learned from the previous one? One, we throw it in the open group, which is not active. Second thing is that we nominated, which is not active as well. Those are the major two things that crumbled the meeting at that time. So how can we move on from that? The first thing now is, for me, that's my own suggestion. Make it more informal. Let's not throw it into the general meeting, the general one. From this, I could see that it's the same set of people, apart from maybe 2-3 people that's been added, and which is a good sign as well. Let's ask people that we know. We all know. When Ebenezer is saying something, are we here? Nobody is responding. I'm just laughing here, honestly speaking, because that is what you say. But now we know people that are ready, or they are part and parcel of an organization that's been existing and keep going. Why don't us let them speak out? I've been seeing Dr. Maya has been very active. Actually, Ebenezer very active. I've just heard about Onitiri has been very vocal as well, which is very good. Let people few of you, I can see 5 people here now. Speak out. Let's give our backing. And let's start from that 3. I've seen Olumide as well too. Somebody just voice out and say, guys, I'm going for this. Anybody wants to go? Guys, let's start with those three posts. Those can be the key. Or we have an interim immediately now that we take over immediately now, and they will set the plan ahead. Because there's no point of time wasting, no point of deliberating, calling for meeting. We know that the basic of this meeting at first should be informal, where people come together and call it a chat room. We know the aim and motive of the organization is towards the development of the school. But that is now it's tertiary. It's not even secondary. It's tertiary now. Because our life matters at this moment. In the absence of no life, how could you be able to support any institution? For me right now, no institution exists in my mind right now. Probably in the next few months, when we have a team together and we could be able to sustain ourselves, support ourselves, laugh together, then we can now think about the school. So for me, our step should be getting an interim right now, probably today, or getting 3 posts from that vital 3 posts, and let those 3 people work together. Then other people to come in together. Probably will set a time for the election. Those 3 posts are not going to be re-elected anyway. Then we can join other people to it. Then we can continue from there. Because in the absence of that, it's going to be very difficult and dragging. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tunde. The vice chairman of the electoral committee also is online with us here. I think I should just allow her to say 1 or 2 things about this thing also. Dr. Akibon Folake, can you say something? Dr. Akibon.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
I had all the conversation.
Good evening.
What I want to suggest at this point is to make it open to the general public. Let's carry everybody along. That is my own opinion. Thank you.
Okay, carry everybody along in what way? The nomination, the opening of the form to be free, because I know your efforts and your committee about this electioneering process, and that's the reason why I really want you to say something about that since you're on grant.
Thank you. No, we roll out the expression forms for people, but up to this present time, nobody showed any interest. The reason why I said we should put it forward to the general platform is that we may have one or two people that will show interest for
Okay.
any. So if we can do that, it's going to, everybody will have a sense of belonging. That is one. And secondly, if that one does not work, then we can nominate, as most of the speaker earlier have said. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Akimbong, for your contribution. I think since you are here and you have been the one that has been the pioneer, that have been pioneering the election process, I think you can just go to the general house this night, inform them that the form is now free. Anybody that is interested in this position, in this position, in this position should get back to you within 2 weeks. I think that's better.
Thank you, the chairman. For me to do that tonight, it may be difficult for me, but hopefully by the grace of God, after tomorrow's work,
okay,
I will try to do something and put something on the platform.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much. So I think we should just start from there, since the electoral guys are here already, and we take the first option that we should throw it open. I think we should allow them to throw it open and then let them carry on with their assignment. Within 2 weeks, we'll come back again and hear from them their feedback before we launch out into another action. So I think we should just do it like that. Please, let's give them the opportunity of reopening the form again with no fund attached to the general house.
Good evening.
And then let them report back to us in 2 weeks' time. Is it okay by everybody? Mr. Tunde Banire, it seems you want to say something.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sirs.
Yeah, I've listened to the discussion. What I would suggest is that among us, the people that are online now, we should be able to nominate among ourselves. We should be able to identify a person that have the charisma, at least to lead us. In every association, we have the engine room, which some people refer as the cabal. Are you getting me? They are the people that sustain every association. Are you getting me? Before getting to the larger platform, we ourselves should be able to identify among ourselves that, okay, this person should be able to lead us. This person have the charisma, at least to continue from where Ebenezer stopped. So all these things, even by the time we get to the general platform, it's we people that are here that we should be able to identify that who is committed, who have the time. Because serving people or serving an organization is going to involve money, but the major thing is the time. Who is going to have the time to run around, to do some other things? So we should, I think, before the end of this meeting, we should be able to identify or at least nominate one person among us, if not for the president or for the secretary, at least for that 3 positions that I think Mr. Jide Jimo mentioned or something like that. That's my own suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Tunde Banire.
Hello?
Hello, sir. Mr. Olumide.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. The fact still remain that, it can never be, changed. We at least have seen the period we served, as an assistant secretary. I can see the dedications of the national coordinator. The cap still remain fit to his head, because there's no how you can shift this assignment, because if you try to dodge responsibility, I don't think that it will not be go well with the way I felt. The fact still remain that you still have a roles to play, as our coordinator. You know, I will, well, the chairman, whatever the name we may call it, because from the way I've seen it, you have the time, you have the charisma, you have the, energy and the zeal, and the dedications, for that period, most of the times, when I was sick, that was why I could not be able to function very well as an assistant secretary then, thank God for the gift of life, and I can see your passion for this association, I've seen an association which I belong to here, in my cooperative. I've seen presidents who have served 7, 8 years. When this thing, we will return him again. It's because of his goodness and his, the way he carries us along. My suggestion will still remain tonight that I will anytime nominate you as our national coordinator, as my own end for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Olumide.
Good evening. I don't know if you can hear me. I've been raising up my hand.
Hey, sorry, madam. I'm very sorry, Madam Rebecca. Sorry.
Good evening. I'm really
please.
sorry. Apologies that I joined late, but I've been listening, and everybody has spoken well. When I joined, I had somebody saying that I should take it to the floor. I know it's true that anybody can oversee an association. However, we know that we have some criteria, some personalities that we want, you understand, which we know that we find in you, our Honorable Ebenezer. However, let's don't leave it that we want to, let it not be our decision that we want to return you, but we can summarize by bringing out some attitude or some personalities or some characters that I want in a leader and say, okay, that take it to the house. You understand? Anybody that fits to that attitude or personality and everything that we have listed, the person has to be ready to serve, the person has to have time, all those things, so that it doesn't look like we are returning you unopposed. Or when you are leading an association like this, people have different opinions. We know very well that you have served very well. I really talk about you, even that sometimes I may not be available, but I read the chat and I see how you have been trying a lot to make sure that this association or this group come together and are moving forward. But I'm asking that maybe within us, let's list out the things that we want from anybody. You will also be part of it, even though we are nominating you back. Normally in an election like this, the person will need to take form too. You understand? And at the end, if God wants it, you might be choosing, because you know that you have served very well. There's nothing wrong with you serving for 8-10 years if you are doing well. But I want us to carry the house along too by listing it as one for the, as if 1 or 2 person will pick form. If by adventure the person will find, if you come back all opposed and you are nominated again, that would be fantastic. That is what I want to contribute to this.
Thank you very much, Madam Rebecca, for your contribution. I don't know, does anybody have any other thing to say again? She is of opinion that we should take it to the main house.
Can I?
That we should not just do it within ourselves. Dr. Mayowa, you have the floor, please.
So quickly, I'll just say that number one, we started a process, and that process, personally, that is my personal opinion. I don't think they have failed. They have not failed, and the reason was just because nobody showed up.
Can we mute if you are not talking?
And at a point, it looks as if we lost momentum.
Bookie, please mute your phone.
So at a point, it looks as if we lost momentum. So for me, I will just suggest that let's go back, because the truth is that process and time, they go together. What we just need to do now is we put time limits to what the electioneering committee needs to do. In 2 weeks, let's bring back, now that there is an adjustment in the criteria. One, no need for money. Secondly, since there is not even vacuum in terms of leadership. If you look at it, you are still in that. We are serving. I mean, we are co-serving with you. We are the one that we feel well. As fans, we are no more. Even as far as we are no more, we are still active. So I don't want to believe that there is vacuum in leadership, but we need to follow process. Even when we nominate you, even when you become our leader, you still need those. The general house will still come in. So if we make them to feel that they that's non-belonging, I mean, we made them to, I mean, we leave them out of the process. It might look somehow. So let's just set time in 2 weeks. Let them come back. Already we've set out the plan on what we are looking at. We have plan A, we have plan B. If people didn't show up, we go into nomination. And already we have in our head the characteristics of people that, and I even believe that we have a guiding principle that is guiding, that there is a document that a committee set up on how we need to be guided. That one can be looked into. We can, as we move on, review those documents so that it can suit our new reality. But the point still remains that we need to carry the general house along. And time, like I said, and process, they go together. So let's give them time to conclude what they started. In 2 weeks, let them come back with a report to us. And at that point, we can now switch to the second plan. If the process that has started didn't work, we go into nomination, and all of us will go and support whoever we feel can lead us correctly. That's my suggestion. I drop the mic.
That's very good. That is a good suggestion. 2 weeks. 2 weeks should be 2 weeks. Let's work fast because time is not on our side. So
okay, thank you very much, everybody. We've spoken well. Madam Idaya, you're welcome. Dr. Mrs. Akimbong, please, we want you to resume your duty by tomorrow. Let something come up, and we give you people 2 weeks to report back to this house. So let me check the calendar. Sorry. So we should be back here.
He's raising a hand
again. Today is Sunday.
Today is 14.
Today is 14. Yes. By 28. We are meeting again by 28 by 7 p.m. Nigerian time also. So please, by that time, we should come up. They should have done something and then come up with their reports. I think it's been agreed by every one of us.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I think we are getting there. We are getting there. So AOB. AOB, please.
AOB. AOB. Let's discuss the issue of the invitation we had from
Madam Welfare.
Okay, Mr. Bankole. Yeah. Actually, we received an invitation from Mr. Bankole of his the burial of his mother is coming up in. I'm coming. Let me check. Bankole.
End of the month. 26th
End of the month on the.
26.
Okay, 20 what, man? 25th, 26th of this month. He's supposed to be here today, but he's on transit. He's on transit. He couldn't join us. When the meeting started, I called him and he told me he's on transit, so he could not join us. So the burial is coming up in Ifon after our work, and we have been posting it on our platform. So please. If you know that you can go, you can make yourself available to be there, please let me know. Please let me know. We are making arrangements to see that we are there with him also. He has been a committed member of this association, both physically and financially. So I think this is one of the way to really show him our only tool of love. You know, all these things can't. I could remember 10 years ago when I lost my father. To be sincere with you, I was the only one. I don't have any crowd. And because something of this nature is not on ground that time, and then I don't really have friends again at that point. So I couldn't have anybody that really ran me as a friend. So I think this is the time for us to show him our own love. So please, if you know that you can be there, you just after our work, please let me know so that we can make a. Thank you very much. Any other AOB?
People are raising up their hand, Ebenezer.
I didn't see it, oh my God. Please, if you raise up your hand, please let me know. Just
No stuff. About 3 people.
3 people, my God. Sorry. Who and who, please?
Yusuf, Rebecca, and all stuff.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't raise down. I didn't put down my hands. I think I've put down my hands.
Okay.
I'm sorry for that, but I think Shegu Ayeshi raised up.
Okay,
his
Mr.
hand.
Shegun. Mr. Shegun, are you there?
Check Yusuf as well.
Then Yusuf Olumide.
Yeah.
Mr. Shegun Ayeshi. Okay, Mr. Shegun Ayeshi has lowered the hand. Okay, no. Mr. Shegun.
I think he has lowered his hand. But Yusuf is still up.
Okay, everybody. Mr. Yusuf. Aisha is still raising up his hand.
Yes,
Mr. Aisha, please, you have the floor. Mr. Aisha, you have the floor. Yusuf Olumide, you also have the floor.
Yusuf has lowered his hand.
I've lowered my hand.
You raise up your hand. Please, can you just speak on? Hello? Hello, Mr. Shegun. Hello?
Mr. Shegun, you are muted in case you are talking. You have to unmute yourself.
You have your hand being raised up. I can hear you. Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Let me just bring it to the house now. Actually, what Mr. Shegun wants to discuss is that Dr. Mayowa raised an issue of bond, and it's like we didn't discuss it properly. So he wants us to reintroduce it again and discuss it properly. Talking about bonding, which is one of the issues we have before now. So he's saying that we should still discuss it further. Hello? So I think actually we've discussed it to some certain extent, and we've already have a way which said that like now another opportunity is coming for us to see how we can really meet again. If some of us can make it to Mr. Ayot's mother's area, I think it's one of the hangouts we are talking about. From there, we'll also pick it up. I think what we just need to do is that we are scattered abroad around the entire world, around the globes. So there is no way at this point all of us can come together. So we can only come together in a little number. So if you are around in Lagos, we can determine a position to meet. If you're in Abuja, we can determine a position to meet. Anywhere we are, where you can see 2 or 3 people, just like what Mr. Mayo, Dr. Mayo said, we can meet, and then from there we can incubate an idea, and then before we know, we'll go on with it, and it becomes something visible. The bond will come back again. Like me now, I would love to see everyone again. But since all this while I have not been able to see a lot of people. Me and some people have been saying, I think we still need to. I would love to see everybody again. All of us sit down in the round table and then we'll discuss. But before that, if we can be meeting in 2, in 3, and then the bond will come back together again. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, it's a good one, Ebenezer. I would suggest, as someone as Olumide has said, people in Lagos, we should fix a date, a common date, that people abroad in London, we should meet. People in Abuja, let them meet. In Lagos, let them meet. In every area, let us meet on a particular date. And by the time we meet, then we give a response. On that particular day, we can do a common meeting like this. And there will be where everybody can talk, at the meeting as well. In that case, we know we have a common date that we are going to pick. People in Ibadan, those in Lagos, those in Akure, those in Abuja, those in USA, where we have a common ground to discuss, to meet ourselves, and even a kind of meeting like this can chip in where we discuss, we talk, and all stuff. In that case, everybody will be a partaker of the meeting.
Okay.
That's the way I see it. We have a common date. We can pick a common date that everybody will be agreed on. People in Ekiti, Akure, Ondo, Lagos.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Razak Okumavu. I think it's a good idea. I think in our next meeting, we can fix a date. So if you're in Akure, if you're in Ibadan, we can just gather ourselves in a place, and then from there, we can discuss like a meeting like this. So a group of people will be in one location, and then we discuss it, and we discuss so that we know that we've seen ourselves. I think it's okay like that. So maybe in our next meeting, we'll fix a date. We'll do that.
I think I support this. Yes, I think I support it. That was what I wanted to say before Mr. Razak took it up. And at some meetings like this, we will tell ourselves ahead of time. We can do video conference so that you will see your classmates, you understand, talking.
Your own group.
Exactly. Yes. So that at least we are not bonding with everybody. We are bonding with some set of people within your region or your area.
Thank you very much. Okay, ma'am.
And then we can see ourselves by video conferencing. We'll say hello, talk, and other things. It will be very fantastic. I think it's good.
Thank you very much. So I think we should discuss that on 28th when we are receiving the report of the electoral committee. Okay, thank you very much. Any other AOB?
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Akimbong.
Thank you for having me once again. Please, concerning those people who will be having ceremonies, maybe like burial ceremony and all the likes, I want the old house to suggest what we should present or what we should give as a gift for the person. Thank you.
Okay,
I don't know. Is it clear?
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yes, it's clear. It's clear. When we started, we have a welfare committee that handles that. So anybody that informs us properly, like the way Mr. Ayo did, and then the person is a financial member, we have a sum of 25,000 naira for that person. So which Ayo merited. So we are going to give him that day. Is it clear, ma'am?
Yes. Okay. Noted. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Any other AOB in the?
Hello, Ebenezer.
Okay, sir.
Is there any chance we can review that part? That money, I know is something, but gift is different from money. Is there any chance we can review that part and probably looking into gift rather than money? Because 25,000, what's the essence of that? But once it's a gift is a gift. That's just my point. Thank you.
Actually, I that's one of the reasons why we really want to put this ESCO in place. You know, welfare committee came up with that amount of money, and we presented it at the general house, and it was accepted by the general house. So I think if we want to have a review, we have to do it also and then take it back to the general house for approval. But what we have on ground now, it has been approved by the general house. Is it clear, Mr. Tunde?
Yeah, that's very clear. But
Hello?
I've just suggested
Hello?
that. Thank you.
Can I come?
Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
Mrs. Agbi, please, you have the floor.
Hello?
Please, you are coming. Let Mrs. Agbi stop first. Mrs. Agbi, you have the floor.
You see, I'm on it. Why I think that gift will not fly, because we are in different locations. Now, if like the visit we went, the condolence visit we went for, if peradventure we didn't have any representative to go there to present that cash, she would have done that monetary and sent it to her account. Now, this chief's own, till now, since we posted that here, since it's the 1st of August, nobody has indicated that they are interested, that they're going to go. Peradventure, if we don't see anybody that is going to represent, we have to monetize it. And it's not even every occasion it has to be a gift. I don't know if Tunde is getting me. Because, okay, for somebody that is doing the burial of the mother or the father, so what kind of gift do you want to give that person? Is money will do. That's just my own take. And you know, we are scattered, we are in different locations. That is why we are saying, okay, we monetize it, whatever it is we want to do. It doesn't have to be monetary, which is better. Anyway, it's still subject to the decision of the house. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Olumide.
Yeah, I wanted to go by what Mrs. Agbe has said. You know, because of the way we scatters all over the federation, and the aspect of the buying a gift, you know, it may not even, you know, go where we don't know what the person need at a particular point in time. And even though when you buy a gift, it may be those things that those people have, you know, in their possession. It will not even make any reason for them. When we monetize it, whatever is he likes, he can use, you know, the money to buy, you know, for now. You know, that is my own takes.
Thank you very much. Mr. Razak, are you saying something?
Yeah. Yes. I think what Mr. Tunde is saying, I don't think it can work, because this person is aged mother, right?
Yes.
So what he need at this time is money. It's not if he's doing wedding for her daughter. He's married. Then we can present a gift. But at this moment, whatever I want to give has to be monetized. I think we go by what we have on the ground before. So whatever that needed to be given to him should be explained to him at the right time, so he can make use of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So we still go by what we have on ground. Maybe later we can review that and then do something again. Thank you very much, everybody. I want to say thank you once more for making yourself available for this meeting. So I don't know if do you have any other AOB? Any other AOB? Any other business?
Sorry, I was distracted when you were talking. I'm really sorry. I wanted to contribute. I had to attend something at my home. It's good that we give money, and like for what I've had is 25,000. I also belong to my secondary school association. what we do is we bring out 25,000 from the purse, and we know how difficult country is now and how this money does not really have value. What we usually do is not do personal contribution to augment to bring it up to 50,000 or 100, because anybody that is celebrating or doing any like bury and other thing need money to spend. We might give the person gift and the gift might not be useful to the person at that point in time, because the person is spending money to meet up with the immediate need. Like you said, during your own, it was you alone, you understand. So I don't know if, since we said we'll still be giving that financial support instead of buying gifts, if we can look at the amount that we give, I believe you have a particular amount that we give, and then maybe get like personal contributions from the meeting or group. Because like us, we say okay to 2,000. For example, if you're 30, we know that definitely we'll get up to 25 to 30,000, we'll augment and make it up to 50, so that the person will know that really we have helped him or her to solve it will go a long way to solve the problem, or be able to help during that planning of the occasion and everything. So I don't know, I may be late now because I had to stand up to attend to my kids' need, but this was what I had in mind to throw to the floor.
Okay, thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much. So we should go by the cash gift. For the association, have a standard of giving 25K. Then, based on other people's opinion, we can augment it by asking people to have one or two things to it, so that we can jack it up a little bit. So we'll work towards that. Thank you very much.
Quick one, please. Quick one, please.
Okay.
At times gift might not be enough. Other than for presents, we do better than even gift. But because of distance and what the country security in the country right now, I would say people around that place. If we have people some of our person around the place, Ondo, if the person is in Ondo, Akure, Ekiti area, I think I will always be so close to them.
Yeah.
Where there is time, let us try and list them out. Those in that, then let us meet up with them. Whoever that have a chance to attend should please and do to attend, so that if we see people behind him, not only our own.
Thank you very much, sir, for your contribution. I've been trying to look around for people around that area, so I'm still talking, but one of us is going. I know sure somebody will go. That one is sure. Why we think of other people going? I've been talking to some couple of people to be available during that burial. So I was still trying to talk to other people also, if they can make it there. But I know somebody is going to represent us there by that day. That one is a sure.
Chairman, sir, sorry again. As you are talking to people, sometimes everybody's hand is not the same, and things are somehow difficult for people. Maybe if we say, okay, if the person might not have the phone to travel there, if we can also say, okay, we are sponsoring the person, maybe people, one or two person will come up, you understand? Because these are the way we can encourage people around that area, around that region, to attend.
Okay.
So after talking to people, if it's a way we will need to, maybe we can say, okay, we'll sponsor you going, or just to elevate or to lighten the burden. Okay. Maybe people might come up, you understand?
Okay, ma. I will also try that also. I'll try that also. Thank you very much. Mr. Razak, it seems you want to say something also.
Yes, as a good one. It's a good one. Like people around the place, we can sponsor their transport there and all stuff. Okay. So that by the time we throw that, I think people around that place will signify it.
Okay. No problem. Yes. I'll put it on the platform, and let's see how people will turn up.
It's a good one.
Thank you very much for your time. I want to say I really appreciate each and every one of us for our time tonight. And I know you love this association. The love is still there. Okay, Mr. Onitiri, you want to say something? Onitiri, you want to say something?
No, I was asking Razak to mute his mic. I think there are some interference from his side.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So, in the absence of any other business, can someone move for adjournment of this meeting?
I humbly move for adjournment of the meeting, even though I joined late.
No problem. Thank you very much. Just second it, please. Thank you very much, Mr. Razak Ogumefun. God bless you. I want to say thank you once again for your time, for your effort to be here tonight. And it shows us the love you have for your alma mater. So I pray we keep on the good work. And God bless us. At that point, I call on Mr. Onitiri Adebola to give us a closing prayer.
We thank Almighty Allah for giving us the grace to convene for this very important meeting. We also appreciate him for the wisdom and knowledge he has given us to share our minds and put forward some recommendations to move this group forward. We pray that it should continue to sustain us, should continue to sustain our families, and it should continue to sustain and provide for our needs. Bismillah, inna atayna. For those of us who know it, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna atayna al-Kawthar. Salli li rabbika wa li shani'ika al-abtar. Ameen. Good night, everyone.
Debola, you should know that I did not forget my way of praying. You see now?
Yes, I know. I know, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you guys. See you
very
again
soon.
on the 28th.
We are going to bring Boya because it is not only Christian.
Okay, no problem. It's allowed. It's allowed.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Sleep well and sleep tight. God bless you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello? Hello, Shaggy? Hello? Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.